There's this silent health crisis affecting millions of people. It's called fatty liver disease. But what if the solution wasn't some complex medical treatment? What if it was actually hidden right there on your plate? Today, we're going to explore how a delicious, centuries-old way of eating, the Mediterranean diet, can be an incredibly powerful tool for your health. Okay, let's dive right in. First things first, let's just get a sense of the scale here. We're talking about over 100 million people in the United States alone who are affected by fatty liver disease. That is a staggering number. It's easily one of the most widespread yet somehow overlooked health problems of our time. But here's the really hopeful part. The answer isn't necessarily hiding in a pharmacy or some drastic procedure. Nope. It's found in things like fresh fruits, crisp vegetables, amazing olive oil, and lean protein. The building blocks of a truly enjoyable and sustainable way of life. So, what makes this disease so dangerous? Well, it's incredibly cunning. It often creeps in with absolutely no symptoms at all, quietly getting worse and worse until the liver has already taken a significant hit. It's a classic silent condition that can become really serious down the line. So what exactly is it? Well, fatty liver disease is when excess fat builds up inside your liver cells, so much so that it makes up about 5 to 10% of your liver's total weight. And this isn't just harmless fat storage. That extra fat can kick off inflammation, which leads to scarring, and that can eventually cause severe, irreversible damage. Now, it's really important to understand that there are two main types. On one hand, you have alcoholic liver disease, or ALD, which, as the name suggests, is caused by heavy drinking. But then there's non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. This one is way more common, and it's tied to metabolic issues, not alcohol. And that's really what we're focusing on today. And the risk factors for NAFLD? They're probably going to look pretty familiar. We're talking about things like obesity, especially that stubborn belly fat, insulin resistance, high cholesterol, and of course, a diet that's packed with sugar and refined carbs. It's this whole cluster of issues we often hear about called metabolic syndrome. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's get to the good stuff, the solution, because we absolutely can fight back. And our weapon of choice is a diet that people in the Mediterranean have been enjoying for centuries. And this isn't just a theory. It's backed by medical experts. Take it from hepatologist Dr. Meena Kumar. She points out that those healthy fats you get from olive oil and fish, which are total staples of this diet, are key to actually reducing the fat that's built up in the liver. This chart just perfectly illustrates the power we're talking about. Just look at what happens. When you start eating this way, the amount of fat in the liver goes down. The inflammation, that goes down too. And most importantly, your overall liver function actually starts to improve. It's a direct, positive change where it counts the most. And what's so incredibly encouraging is that you don't need to completely overhaul your entire life to see real results. The research is very clear on this. Losing just a modest 5 to 10% of your body weight can make a huge, significant difference for both your liver fat and how your body processes sugar. All right, so what does this actually look like day to day? What are you putting on your plate? Well, this is less about restriction and so much more about embracing a huge variety of delicious whole foods. Let's take a look. So the foundation is really built on plants. Think about it. Colorful salads, roasted vegetables, fresh berries. You've got all these fiber-rich whole grains, protein-packed beans and lentils, and healthy fats from nuts and seeds. Lean proteins like fish and chicken are in, and all the flavor comes from herbs and spices, not a ton of salt. So what do we cut back on? Well, it's pretty much the usual suspects. We're talking about ultra-processed foods, sugary sodas and snacks, unhealthy fats, and those refined carbs like white bread. Red meat isn't totally off limits, but it's something you have in moderation, not as the star of every single meal. Seriously, if you only make one single change, please make it this one. The golden rule is to swap out things like butter and other processed oils for high-quality extra virgin olive oil. There's a reason they call it the liquid gold of Mediterranean cooking. It's absolutely central to the flavor and the health benefits. So let's dig into the science just a little bit. Why is this specific combination of foods so incredibly effective? Well, it's because each and every component has a specific job to do when it comes to supporting your liver. Let's break down the power players here. First, olive oil. Its healthy fats go to work directly on that fat accumulation. Then you have fatty fish like salmon, which delivers omega-3s that are just fantastic anti-inflammatories. Leafy greens are loaded with antioxidants that act like little bodyguards for your liver cells. And finally, all that fiber in whole grains is amazing for keeping your blood sugar in check. It's a true team effort. And, it actually goes beyond just the food itself. The whole Mediterranean lifestyle encourages a different approach to eating. It's about slowing down, really savoring your food, and sharing meals with people you care about. That mindful approach isn't just good for your digestion, it's good for your soul too. Feeling inspired? Good. The next step is all about turning this knowledge into action, and that all starts with setting up your kitchen for success. Now, please don't try to change everything all at once. This simple timeline makes it so much more manageable. Week 1, just focus on stocking your pantry with the good stuff. Week 2, try out a few simple new recipes. By the time you get to week 4, you're not just on a diet, you're building a real, sustainable, healthy habit. And this is just how simple it can be. Just look at these easy swaps. Instead of that white bread, grab a loaf of whole grain. Instead of butter, use that amazing liquid gold, olive oil. Swap that sugary cereal for some Greek yogurt with fresh berries. Every single one is a small step that adds up to a huge win for your liver. The most important takeaway here is to just start small. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Just pick one thing. Maybe it's deciding you're going to add a big, colorful salad to your dinner every single night. That one single, achievable goal, that's the foundation for a real, lasting change. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important question. Because this isn't just about learning something new. It's about actually doing it. So after everything we've talked about, what's the first healthy, delicious choice you are going to add to your plate this week?